This is Alex Yu and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. And today we actually have a review for you. I know it's a bit late, but yesterday I saw I Am Number 4, directed by DJ Caruso, produced by Michael Bay. It stars a bunch of pretty faces. I'm not going to jump into the whole plot, I'm just going to review the movie, but all you really need to know is that a lot of people are saying that this is Twilight with aliens. I actually hate that comparison because I don't like Twilight, I've never seen Twilight, and I don't plan to ever watch Twilight. But anyways, I mainly wanted to watch this movie because I liked the last two movies that DJ Caruso directed, which was Eagle Eye and Disturbia, and the fact that it's also produced by Michael Bay. I think it would have been a totally different movie had it been directed by Michael Bay. I'm glad he didn't direct it because that way he can work on Transformers 3. But let's go into the review. It has a pretty exciting opening sequence, but after that's over, it just goes into the whole teenager trying to fit in the high school, kind of the story that we've seen before. And then as he's in the high school, he finds more discoveries about himself, about his background, and then they bring in that the whole boy meets girl kind of thing, but he can't be with the girl because of his background. You know, we've seen this kind of story before. Unfortunately, a whole lot doesn't really happen throughout the first 2/3 of the movie. You do constantly see the bad guys from the other planet trying to hunt him down. They just cause a little bit of terror in small situations, but it's never really any big action set pieces. I mean, it is a movie with a $60 million budget, which is just a fraction of what, you know, Transformers movies are. So don't expect anything really huge. So I gotta say that I didn't really have a problem with the pacing. I did have a problem with the fact that just not a whole lot happens for until near the end of the movie. I mean, I wouldn't say that it was boring, but it was just enough to keep the story going and keep my interest going and keep you caring for the characters. One thing that was really good is that they didn't bring in a whole lot of long drawn out exposition scenes, which I was pretty glad about, because you can have really good exposition or you could have boring exposition, which just really doesn't add anything to the story. But anyways, let's talk about what I did like about the movie. I have to say that the last 20 minutes of the movie was just, you know, it made it worth it. It made it worth the wait for the slowness that we went through for the first 2/3 of the movie. The final act is actually where it really kicks into overdrive. A lot of really cool stuff happens. They bring in another character who is from the main character's homeworld. Well, they bring in number 6, okay? He is number 4. Alex Pettyfer plays number 4, Teresa Palmer plays number 6. She really steals the show at the end of the movie. It's kind of like how Hit Girl steals the show in Kick-Ass. Am I gonna get this on Blu-ray? Most likely. Not for full price, but probably when it goes down. Would I pay full price for it to watch it? I would say check it out on a matinee and when you really don't have a whole lot to do. Just because it's not a movie for everyone. The demographic is, I guess they were trying to bank in on the whole Twilight demographic. Anyways, that's all I have to say. For a score, I give it it's like a 6.75. I don't want to give it a 6.5. I don't want to give it a 7. Probably 6.75. Maybe even a 6.5. It was very slow at the first half. The final battle scene really just makes it worth it. Those were some really kick-ass sequences. Anyways, I think it didn't do as big as what they had hoped in the first weekend, so because of that, I read that they won't be making the other 4 parts to it. The movie does end with a little bit of a cliffhanger. Well, not really a cliffhanger. It suggests a sequel because there is more to learn about the characters, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I guess I'm a tiny bit disappointed, but I'll live. Whether or not they decide to make a second one won't affect me that much. So anyways, that's all I have to say. Oh yeah, let's talk about the geeky girl of the video, which I'm gonna call the Double GOTV. For the Double GOTV, we got Annie Liang. Check her out at www.annieliang.net. She is the holder of the Guinness World Record for Guitar Hero 3 with the high score. She's pretty hardcore. You know, I find it pretty awesome that a female holds the record for Guitar Hero. I love playing Rock Band. Guitar Hero has a lot of great songs. I think that's totally hot. Anyways, this is Alex Yu and thanks for watching the Ragin Ronin review. Peace! The Green Hornet, and therefore I thought it was appropriate for me to stand in front of a green screen. Or maybe I could stand in front of a Hornet. Or Bruce Lee. Okay, anyways.